All right. Welcome everybody. Let me see. Let me get people in. All right. Welcome. Let me see. All right, cool, good stuff. If you can turn your camera on, it's much better to talk to faces than to talk to these boxes with names on them. So I really appreciate y'all. If y'all want to turn your camera on, you're not going to want to miss what we have in store for you all today. We're super excited about what's getting ready to happen, who we're getting ready to talk to. I am recording this, so tell your friends if they missed it, they're going to want to make sure they catch this. Let me start with this because I know Jordan's getting himself together as well, and I want to just welcome everybody. I need to hear from one of my ballers out here. I need a good story from school. Somebody tell me a win from the week or a win from when since you've been starting school. Somebody tell me a win from school. What's a good story that you can share with me about your teacher, about your friends? I don't care what it is. Somebody give me a win from school since we started school already. Come off mute and break it down for me. Parents help somebody out. Let them know. I'm trying to find one person to get us started. I know Daniel probably has something, but I don't want to put Daniel on the spot right away. But if you got a win for the week, something, tell me something good about school. Not even this week, the whole since we started school. Something, tell me something good about what's going on at school.
I got A plus in my math class.
That's what I'm talking about. I like to hear that.
My grades are good.
Grades are good. All right. We like that. All right. It's good stuff. Make sure that, and that's a big part of what even we're going to talk about tonight is to make sure that our grades are on point. If you don't have good grades, this stuff, you're messing up the whole plan. That's a part you definitely got to do. I just want to say again, welcome. I see Coach Dan is here. This is a good one. I see Jordan is on. How you doing, Jordan? Good to see you.
I'm good. I'm good. Nice to be here. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, listen, I like to get started on time. I like to respect people's time. I know Jordan is literally, I can see he's in the gym working out. It never stops. To be one of the top players in the country, to be the top at anything, you got to continue to work. So I'm gonna actually start with a little bit of this slideshow I want to give y'all just to make sure y'all know who we're talking to today and just really kind of this is a really special one. I'm gonna tell y'all this was we have Wisdom Wednesdays. This was supposed to be last night, but I had the schedule conflict, and I was like, I'm not missing the Jordan Smith Wisdom Wednesday, so I'm in charge. So I just pushed it to today. All right, so let me just show you a little bit. Again, welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays. We want to give you another side of the coin. When it comes on the court, we're gonna build you up out on the court, but also outside the court. First of all, I know last week I missed that we had Coach Ray on here. Coach Dan and Coach Ray had a great conversation. I'm so upset we didn't have the recorder running, but we got it tonight. But I want to introduce you guys to somebody that's very special to my heart because I've seen him grow and become the person that he's become literally right before my eyes. And as you see on here, you have one of the most celebrated athletes in America today. I'm be quite honest with you. One of the most talked about names in this college basketball, this decision he has coming up, but also what he's about to do in his last year of high school. And it's just been an honor really to watch him grind and watch him work to earn everything he's gotten. And he's won at so many different levels. He's an AAU champion. He's a WCAC champion. He's a USA basketball champion, which makes him a world champion. And he's just a champion in so many different ways. And so I just want to say a special welcome to Jordan. And I'm gonna show you when I say he's a TTO lifer. What I mean by that is Jordan hasn't worn another jersey in the summer other than the black and orange, maybe some all-star stuff. But Jordan has been with us since the beginning. Some of you guys are second graders, third graders, fourth graders. Jordan has literally been with us that long, and I got the evidence to prove it. I asked his dad to send me some stuff, and it was funny because I was looking at this first picture when they won this was the 9U championship, I believe, or maybe this was 10U. But I looked at this picture with the gold medal. And then I looked at this picture with the gold medal, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he's been practicing this for a minute, right? And making sure that he can show you what he does." And I want to just tell you guys that again, this is a young man who's been around at least since he's 8 years old with our program. I think at least 8 years old, and has just been able to work and grind. And that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. What he's going to talk to you about tonight is how you can put yourself on the path to get whatever you want out of this game. I am going to show this quick little video clip. And what I want you to, I'm just gonna show the first minute of this clip. And I want y'all to watch the first minute of this clip. It's a little grainy, it's a little bit old, but check this out. And I wanna see what jumps out to you about the first minute of this video clip.
Kind of how it is. Yeah. promise, I swear, I swear. Yo, Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet, represent, gotta represent, chase a chick, never chase no mask on, mask on, mask on, mask on, mask, Percocet, Miley Percocet, chase a chick, never chase no 2 cups, post out with the gang, gang. To a whole nother domain. Out the bottom, I'm a living proof. So I compromising half a million.
I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna give him this one fast break off the rebound. I'll finish with that.
Graduated. I was overdue.
All right. Now let me ask my young players out here. What did you notice about that video, those videos, that highlights of Jordan right there? What's somebody come off and you can tell me what you saw that Jordan was doing?
Playing defense.
That was a defensive highlight, the first minute of the joint. You're talking about a block shot, a rebound, you got the steal. I'm glad you said that. It's particularly. All right, what else did you guys see?
Hustle.
The hustle. He was getting up and down the court, back and forth, all of that. Anybody else see anything else? What I want you to pick up is that it may not pop through the video, but he was dominant. See, one thing about Jordan Smith Jr., when he was 8, 9 years old, he decided he was going to dominate the basketball game. And that meant if he had to do it defensively, off a rebound, off getting a steal and making an assist, whatever he was going to do, you were going to know that that kid right there is different than all the rest of y'all. And I want to tell you that he didn't have the best handle. He didn't have a jump shot. He got everything in the paint, but he just decided whatever I can do, I'm just going to do this at a high level, at a high motor, and y'all are in trouble. Right? But I want y'all to get that, because a lot of y'all go to trainers and them highlights y'all got on Instagram, they don't look like Jordan's looked. But that was the foundation. So I just wanted to set the tone. If some of y'all may know about Jordan and know what he's done, but if you didn't see anything else, you just saw his 9U highlights and how he started the road on where he's going to be. So Jordan, man, thanks for helping us out, man. Thanks for getting on to kind of share some knowledge and wisdom. I just want to ask you, where you are right now and what you've been doing, in your location. Where are you at right now?
I'm at my dad's job. I literally, like, 5 minutes ago just got done working out, and I just got on. So
absolutely, yeah. School today, right?
Yeah, I had school, left school, came straight here, worked out. Didn't even eat after school. Just came here.
Yeah. Jordan's on the grind right now. And as we talk, and he's always been there, but I know he's super locked in because of this upcoming senior season. And that's why I'm so glad he took the time to join us with this. Jordan, I'll just take it back a little bit. And I'm going to tell y'all something about Jordan real quick. When I first heard about this kid, he was in the program. Caleb was a couple years ahead of him. So I was coaching that group. And I kept hearing this name, and you got to go see Jordan plays. And I think third grade with Coach Abdul kept telling me, you got to come see this kid. And I saw him in kind of workouts, but I never really watched the game. And I'll be honest with you, when he was little, I used to think Jordan didn't like me because Jordan had this look on his face all the time. And I was like, then I realized he don't really like nobody in the gym. Like, he's in here working. But when I came to watch him play, what I realized, what I saw was that he had a joy for the game and competing. And the biggest thing that I've always been a fan of is that he literally just always competes. And Jordan, what I want to ask you is that when you see those old pictures, that old film, and I know you've done, how many thousands, tens of thousands of hours of workout, what was it about you in the beginning that just made you as such a competitor and somebody who just decided that this was, you weren't playing a game, you were literally competing from a day one. So what is that? How would that make up about you? I don't know. Talk about that a little bit.
I mean, when I was younger, I always had my dad, my uncle, my cousins would always fucking trash me, like, yeah, you can't do this, you can't do that. But so I never really took it to heart as criticism. I just took it as motivation. I knew I had things to work on, but I just always, like you said, dominated what I was good at. I just emphasized defense, rebounding, and got out in fast breaks pretty quick. But when I was young, I always just decided to really have fun with the game, because I knew my dad told me he wasn't going to be here for long. So, and I believe him. I got here really quick, but I just had fun with the game, enjoyed the time with my teammates, and just never forgot and just dominated, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the word, and a lot of people don't really apply dominate, because not everybody can do it. I don't care. Some people can be really skilled but can't dominate a basketball game. And Jordan, that's just always what jumped out was that he was there to dominate the game. You got to first decide that you're going to play like that. Like you said, whether it's your dad pushing you, your brother's pushing you, somebody, but you got to decide, you know what? I'm just going to lay it out here and dominate. Thinking it back when you were coming up, I always think about Abdul, your coach Abdul, what you guys built
The guy we spoke to.
over a group of built a
I
time.
mean,
If I'm correct, you guys started in second or third grade with that group.
Second, it was second
Second
grade.
grade. So that group went from second grade to sixth grade, multiple national champions, if I'm correction. I know they won all over the place. But talk about your development from with that group, with that coach. That was a really special time, I'm sure. But what did you get from that? And what did you learn about that? And talk about that time being able to stay with that group of kids really for your full grassroots experience.
I mean, staying with them, it was just like a sign of loyalty that I've always had. Like, I'm sure some of you guys, or if you haven't, I did an interview at the Slam game talking about loyalty would take over and how they've helped me grow as a person or a player. I've always seen Coach Abdul as the type of coach to push me, not even as like a player, but like as a person. And I've grown so much over the time that I was in the third, fourth, fifth grade. But overall, like it's just the loyalty. Like people will push me. I will always have good people in my corner. I always trusted my trainer Ibn. I've been with him since maybe third or fourth grade. So another takeover coach. So it's just the takeover pipeline. Like, I've always trusted them. They've always pushed me. They always held me to a higher standard. So
Yeah, absolutely. What were some of the foundational things you learned about the game from Coach Abdul? When you think back, with the kids are learning, shell defense, and right now we're learning just spacing. Like, what were some of the foundational things you got even back then that you apply, even when you're playing around the world in USA basketball?
Yeah.
what I'm gonna say is all the stuff that you guys are doing is what we're doing, what we did at 15, 16, 17. So even if you don't feel like doing it, it's gonna pay off. Like this year with Takeover, we didn't get what we wanted, but throughout the regular season, we were 14-1 off of just defense. We weren't the biggest team, weren't the most skilled team, but we just emphasized our defense. We just emphasized pushing the ball. We just emphasized doing a little thing. So when they tell you guys to shell, run, be conditioned, like just really trust them because over the years, like we've won a lot of games off of that. And of course, we've lost games, but we've won all the big games that we played in, won a lot of championships, won a lot of national championships. So just trust what they're saying, definitely.
Yeah. One thing you said, I'm glad you said it, is that a lot of people think you hear a lot of times parents, right? When you're this age, we need some bigs. We need some bigs. We need some bigs. And to even think at the level you all just played at 17s in the EYBL without a traditional big, you had a football player, but it wasn't a dominant big, and you all were able to really dominate all the way, to the end of that. What do you think the difference is? Because I mean, what I mean by this is some people are big and some people are dominant. Some people are physical. Where do you make the connection? You being 6'2", 6'3", but literally being a big on the court in terms of the way you play. How do people make that transition? Or how do you help the kids to see you don't have to necessarily be the biggest, but being able to go and do different things?
I would say it's just a mindset thing. Like you have to have the mindset to want to be big, to grab rebounds, to do all little things. My freshman year of high school, I was just talking to Frello yesterday. He was like, nothing was guaranteed to me, but I went out and earned all of it by just doing all little things, playing defense, rebounding for my seniors. So this year would take over. Our biggest guy was 6'6", maybe. Carter was 6'6".
Yeah.
And we knew we didn't have all the depth. So we had the gang rebound, we had the team rebound, we had to push the ball, we had to be fast because it was bigger teams that we beat this year because of all the little things that we did, playing fast. We call them speed rebounds at PVI. When you get the ball, you just push the ball up the court, get an easy layup. And then when teams score, we just get the ball out. Like we don't get demoralized when teams score. Like we don't really worry about it because it's the next possession all the time. It's just next play mentality.
Absolutely. It's funny. Some people say, like they want their kid to be the point guard. They want the kid to bring the ball up. What we teach is if you get the rebound, you're the first person with the ball coming up, right? It's
Right.
being able to turn up and go. So if you want to bring the ball up more, go get some more rebounds. Because as
That's
you
true.
it's the absolute truth is where we play all the way through this program. That's good stuff. What's some of your favorite memories like in the grassroots? Your second through sixth grade with that group with Abdul. What were some of your favorite memories? They were on or off the court or whatever. What do you think back to those days? What do you remember?
My favorite memory was that first national championship that we won. It wasn't a good regular season. We was losing a lot, but I guess we just put everything to the side. It could have been our last year playing together. So we just put everything to the side. We played the best basketball that we've ever played that whole year when it came to bracket play in Florida, and we won a national championship. And just like all the trips, all the memories, like we really cherished them together. Like we still talk to each other today. So like advice I would give all the young kids is just keep creating bonds with all your friends now that you have together because they'll really be your lifelong friends. I have two really, really close, three really, really close friends that I still talk to today. One just transferred from PVI, but two go to other schools, but I still hang out with them to this day. Like I went on a camping trip with two of my friends. So just keep creating bonds with all your friends because it'll really last you forever. Like really.
Yeah. No, and we always want to stress that when we mean it when we say TTO family, y'all. Like you can play basketball with a lot of people. And sometimes the off the court stuff, there's nothing there. You go to the game, play, take your jersey off, you go home. That's not how we really raise this program and how we do it. So I'm glad to see, that's I feel the same way. I remember going to Peace Jam all the time and going to different places. There are some cherished memories. I don't remember we won or not. I just remember some of the things we did or had a good time and just been able to work together. So that's good. And also, for anybody that's listening, if you have a question, you can put it in the chat. I'll let you ask it when it comes up. But if you're thinking about something you don't want to forget, feel free to use the chat. We're going to get to definitely some Q&A as well with that. Let's transition a little bit from the grassroots. Oh, I do have to ask this question because I've been telling this story, and I want to, sometimes I could put a little mustard on the stories. I don't want to. I hope I'm not just not full cap, but Abdul told me the story of I think it was you all won in fourth grade. Fourth grade, if
Third,
third,
fourth,
third and fourth. What was it?
third grade, third grade. We won
Third
third.
grade. And Abdul told me this story, and I want to make sure because I repeat it because I think it's a great story. But I think y'all were down towards the end of the game. I think there was a timeout. He tells a story, and he was trying to draw something up, and you just got emotional. And just said, "I'm not losing. Like, I'm not losing." And then you went out and got a rebound, a block shot. Is that true? Did that actually happen? Do you remember that story? Is that how it went?
I actually do remember that. We were down, I think it was a championship game. We had made it. Yeah, we played Oakland Soldiers, Brandon McCoy, another top kid in the country. Um, it was just a critical moment. We had made it that far. And then I just had the mindset saying that I can't lose. Like I made it this far. How was I gonna make it this far just to lose? So I
Yeah.
left it all out there. Then we won by a point
Yeah.
in the championship game. So we just
Yeah.
prevailed and then we got what we wanted. So
Yeah. Okay. I can tell it even prouder now because the way Abdul, I mean, I think they were like down by 5 at the end. Jordan got a steal and an and one on a block. Like he just decided. And that's when you talk about dominance in third grade. And that's why I keep trying to tell y'all. Some of y'all are really skilled. You can do all kinds of stuff. But when I tell y'all, I don't see what I know it takes to get to the next level. It might come. But some of y'all third graders, fourth graders, fifth graders, y'all can do a lot of stuff. But mentally, that's what, as a coach, I saw that when he was a little kid. I told people around the country, this is the best kid in the country. I don't care who else is playing. One, because defensively, he's going to stop whoever you think is the best player. I used to say that since third grade. When whoever you think is the best player in the country, Jordan will shut him down. So that makes Jordan the best player in the country. Right. But it's a mindset thing. So I'm glad that you got that piece for that. Let's make a little shift to when it got a little more serious. I want to say more serious because you take it serious all the time. But Made Hoops kind of was like the first time it kind of put you on a stage in middle school. You were getting some write-ups, but being able to dominate again against players who really started to separate themselves. What was it like being able to take the squad from that grassroots stuff to get into this Made Hoop circle in middle school? What was the middle school transition like for you? Because you were playing up by then too, right? Weren't you playing?
I was playing with Keith, Big
Yeah.
Keith, or Lil Keith.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest. It was a very hard transition because I wasn't the biggest guy, the strongest guy. I actually had to rely on my teammates. So I remember my first game. I don't remember who we played, but everybody was stronger than me. So I just had to. I had to be more smarter than I was in the fifth grade, and it really developed me as a basketball player. Because after that, I knew I wasn't always gonna be the biggest guy, like the fastest guy. So I really relied on my teammates. I still did all the little things. I still rebounded, but I couldn't like get to what I wanted anymore. I had to use screens, pass the ball, pass and cut, like run plays. Like in fifth grade, I was always strongest. Like people would say, like Captain America, the Hulk, or whatever. But in the sixth grade, I was like a big change. I remember one game, like we played against some 6'8" kids. I was like, wow, I've never played no 6'8" kids before. It was a real big change in my seeing a basketball. I didn't know like I've seen it, but I didn't think I was actually gonna be able to like play against them. But it was just the change was definitely different, but I adjusted over time, and then I got to where I am now. And one thing I was never scared of anybody. Like I didn't duck no challenges. I always wanted to smoke with everybody. Like we would play the number one team called Black Ops. Like they were beating everybody. Like we didn't beat them, but we didn't go down without a fight. That's what I would say. And And we above all costs was they was the number one team. Like they was beating everybody. He vowed to me that we would never lose to them again, and then he vowed kept his promise, and then we just fulfilled. We just did our part and just dominated the game. Defended at a high level, rebounded at a high level, and just dominated above all costs. So
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it goes back to mentality, y'all. I want y'all to hear this stuff because we a lot, and I'm glad Dad just put in the chat. People aren't just making this stuff up when we tell y'all that you can tell like who the dogs are and like that's not just somebody trying to hype you up. Like it's legitimately, and when you're hearing from somebody who's been in the wars, right? Um, Thinking about even in the middle school, right? When you think about some of those battles, what did you learn about what was different about how you played the game? You talked a little bit about running the plays and this stuff, but your IQ became even bigger part of your game. How did that really challenge you in terms of IQ wise when you had to be able to again be more creative and also do more stuff that the coaches are telling you?
I mean, I just really like with my trainer, we emphasize the more ball handling and more making plays on and off the ball. But also in practice, I would just work on reps coming off ball screens, hitting the bigs. But it was really hard at first. But overall, I had good coaches, good teammates, good trainers. But I just adjusted over the time. And overall, it was just really good. And it really helped me get to where I am now.
Yeah. Well, you also probably during that time, middle school, other kids around the country start to pop out. I know you're also very competitive, wanting to. How did people gain your respect from the other team? Like whether they were named or not, when you left the game, what were some things that you saw in other people that you like, I can respect that part of your game?
Um, I dominated the best players. That's all I'm gonna say. Every time we played a high-level prospect, I would just take the matchup personally. But then I dominated them, and then I got what I wanted. I got the recognition. For my first write-up, it was made hoops. I got standout. I was really proud of myself. I was really happy because I really worked for that. But I didn't let it get to my head because I knew it was still other players out there that had what I wanted. Like I wanted to take what other people wanted, and now to this day, I still want to take what people want, but now people want to take what I have. So I just can't. I just can't lose that mindset.
Yeah. When you think about, I mean, you're right now, what probably I think the highest ranked player we've ever had in the program. I may Keith could tell me if I'm wrong, but I think for what you've been able to do over the last couple of years to be somewhere in the argument of one, two, three in your class in terms of this nation, I know while that wasn't always your drive. I know it was important for you to keep knocking people off and above you. I remember your dad telling me the USA basketball stories about wanting to get to the end. How much of how much of your a lot of times kids want to be ranked so other people recognize them. How much of that for you just comes from your internal drive of why you want that?
When I was younger, I wasn't really worried about rankings because at the end of the day in college, the rankings don't really matter. I learned that over time. But I will always just go out and just play my hardest, like not worried about rankings. Like my coaches would tell me like rankings don't matter. Like, you gonna get where you at. Like everybody always trusted me to work to get where I was gonna be, and I just didn't take that to my head. Like people always tell me that I'm really good. I would just keep my head down, stay humble, and stay hungry, and just didn't worry about what other people said to me. So
Yeah. I think during your middle school years, I think, a lot of people, because they didn't see you as much as I saw you or we saw you coming up, but you started to kind of make a name. And then clearly, once you got to the high school scene, the decision to go to Paul the Sixth, fell in line as well with our takeover with our takeover roots. Talk about that though. When somebody, because someone said to me when you first committed to Paul the Sixth, they're like, oh, there was no any other place he was going to go. That it was clear. Was that a lock for you coming out of high school? Did you consider other high schools? Did you know early that you were going to be at Paul the Sixth to continue what they're doing there?
So I was originally supposed to go to DeMatha with Mike Jones, but it was a coaching change, and I think I was still going there, but I took the visit to Paul the Six. I like the people, the players. It was already takeover people were there that I already trusted, and I just decided to commit on the spot, and then the rest is history. So
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know you. Yeah, that would have been a different historical path. Like Mike Jones leaving to take the college job, change the WCAC in different ways. I never knew that story. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, because I was just kind of like, why are you mad? That's what people said to me. I was like, what you mad for? But thinking about your PVI experience, and I know you made this. I did see that Slam magazine. I think even your dad was telling me we were talking about this personal journey that you're on to, I believe, being one of the only a few people to win it 3 years in a row in the WCAC. Is
mhm.
that yeah? Talk about when you got to Paul the Six. what were you indoctrinated with? What, because that's obviously a bigger stage you've ever been before. What did you learn about tradition and, keeping the tradition of winning alive? How did that kind of get settled in with you?
It was really just Frello and all the other players. Like the first practice I had, Deshaun, he was like, "Don't mess up my senior season." So I was like, "Whoa!" Like, okay. Like, first words he said to me when I walked into the gym was, "Don't mess up my senior season because I'm not going out with a loss." I was like, "Okay." So that means like they obviously take winning very, very serious. And we had a lot of meetings with Frello talking about winning and just culture and just doing whatever it takes to win. And I really just took those meetings to heart. I wasn't supposed to get a lot of playing time, Frello said, but I worked my way up in practice, taking people's stuff, locking up on defense, doing all the little things. And overall, I started some games. He said I wasn't on the plan. He said I was supposed to get spot minutes, but I did what I was supposed to do, got what I wanted, and then contributed my freshman year. If we didn't get hurt, definitely would have won because of you guys so well. But if I didn't get hurt, we would have won that. I would have had 3 right now and then going for my 4th, but it's okay.
You know what's interesting about that game? I tell people all the time. I say I have a great record against PVI at Sidwell when Jordan gets hurt. So, like I will tell you, we played 3 times. Jordan's been hurt twice. We won both of those games, and we lost the one he was healthy. And I'm
That's
not ashamed to
true.
say it. I'm not ashamed to say it. It's the truth. I love Sidwell basketball, but I know that I'll tell you this real quick. Even though it was your freshman year, I remember talking to Singletary before the game, and he was giving me, "Oh, I think we can do this with Deshaun. I think we could do this with him, and do this." And I said, "What's the plan for Jordan?" And he was like, "Well, if Jordan gets," I said, "No, no, no. What's the plan for Jordan? Like, that's all I need to hear. Because if all the rest of them kids I'm good with, I said, I need to know what we're going to do with Jordan." And again, Jordan gets hurt. So it took care of itself, but we weren't going to we didn't have a plan for Jordan as a freshman. So yes, I know who you are, my brother. So I'm glad that most games we're on the same team cheering. We had a couple of moments we weren't, but for the most part, it definitely showed you're a big part of that tradition and what it means to be a Panther. And I'm looking forward to this senior year for you. Let's talk about the senior year that's now arrived. I mean, I know you're how excited you are. Let me back up one step before I get to the senior season. Well, I'll do this, but then we'll go into the takeover summer. This year that's coming up at PVI. I know it's a big, obviously, everybody wants their senior season to be special. Like you said, Deshaun, you're going to say that same thing to some freshman or some sophomore Deshaun going to play this year, right? What are the keys for you personally to get what you want out of this season? What did you have to raise your game to do? Because it's hard to repeat people coming at you. And then what about as a team, as a program, what are y'all going to have to do to maintain the level that you want to go out with?
Individually is just my leadership. I won 2 championships. That's the most on my team this year, and I've been there the longest. So just me having that leadership, just speaking up more. Like more naturally, I lead by example. But Farrell's been pushing me just to talk more and pull people aside, talk to them, just be more vocal. And I've been doing that in practice. In practice, we've been looking really good.
Yeah.
Team wise, we're not the biggest team this year again, but we like PVI hasn't been the biggest team and have won plenty of games. Like they won championships. So we want to play traditional PVI basketball. We're gonna have to rebound, play fast, be scrappy, be that scrappy team I have always had, and just have the will to win. Just do whatever it takes. So
Yeah. All right, so now that's the look ahead, and for all you guys that are here, go, if PVI is close, if you can go see them, go watch good basketball, go watch them play some great games in the WCAC, the MAC, and the IAC all over. But obviously, if you want to get a chance to see Jordan, you can watch him play with PVI. Let's go back a little bit to the summer, because I know, you are really big on, there's some boxes you want to check. I'll tell you guys this story that Jordan's dad told me real quick about USA basketball. Jordan has always been coachable. He listens and people teach him how to do stuff. He's going to keep doing it. So Jordan has learned how to play really good basketball, moving the ball, passing the ball, cutting, all the stuff we teach y'all. Jordan bought into that. And so as he was going into this USA basketball stuff, that really doesn't translate over there. Like it's hard to like when you're playing with a bunch of all stars. If you play the right way, he would get to the final cuts, but he wouldn't quite make it because he was passing the ball when other people were shooting. And I remember his dad telling me, I was like, "What's the difference going into this year?" He's like, "Jordan been working on his bag, and they're gonna see his bag this year. All that extra pass, you better go get a rebound, right?" And so I know that he literally had a plan for getting something he hadn't gotten before, right? And growing up in takeover, one of the big things you'll hear, whether you start in the second grade, third grade, fourth grade, at the end of this road is a Peach Jam championship. And for all the things that Jordan has won, I know what it meant to him to win that championship, and it didn't happen this season. And I want to just ask Jordan, looking back on the season, one, what do you think? Is there anything you all could have done differently? Like you said, getting help, staying healthy is always a part of it. Also, but if you could have been like, you know what, there's one thing. If we could have done this in the beginning of the season, or if I would have been more of a vocal lead, like if there's one thing you can look at and say, if I could have changed this, I think we would have won the whole thing, and I would have gotten it if you've done some review. What do you think about that?
I feel like if I feel like me leaving for USA
Mm,
kind of like split the team up a little bit. Like I wasn't there to like practice with them. I wasn't there to be with them. But as we got the PCM, like we got that bond back together. But it just wasn't the same as it was when we first had it. And from the start, I feel like if we just came locked in from the get go, like we probably thought we were gonna win because we had Takeover on our chest. You know, we were we had the best backcourt. Like we had the best guards in EYBL. We probably thought we were going to win, so we just didn't have the mindset to start. But throughout the season, as we started playing games, we had the mindset of we had to do whatever it took. Like we weren't the biggest team. Like we played PSA Cardinals. They had two 7-footers on their team, the Ratliff twins, and we beat them by 30 just because how fast we beat them, like the pace we played, like, how scrappy we were. But towards the end, like things just didn't go our way. Like that's just basketball, but we just moved on from next play mentality as much as we could. Like it just wasn't a good showing for us. But at the end of the day, we had fun at Peace Jam. We enjoyed our time, and it was an honor for
yeah.
the best.
I appreciate that perspective when you said that about going to USA basketball. Because I remember again, I talked to Jordan's dad a lot. I'm just checking in, and I remember him talking about it. He was excited about going over there. It's a lifelong dream of what he was going to do. And matter of fact, let me back up because some of these I want to make sure everybody understands. Jordan, talk about the experience this summer with USA basketball. When you say you left, take over for during Peace Jam, whatever, and went over there. Talk about tell them what it was, because some of them might even not even know what we're talking about.
Yeah, when I went to USA, I was at Colorado I was at Colorado for 2 weeks to 3 weeks for the tryouts and trials, and then as soon as we made the team, we left like 3 days later to go to Switzerland for like another 3 weeks. So I was gone from my team from that long. So I didn't have the chemistry with them. I couldn't really text them because of the time difference. But the overall experience with USA was really good. We played against world talent, played against draft picks. It was harder than it was my 17th year because it was the 19th, so it was like college players and like former pros or people that were playing pro now. But really fun experience. Enjoyed my time there. I got to play a lot this year for 17th year. I started this year, 17, somehow. Last year I didn't get that much playing time. But this year I started, I contributed a lot. I had 10 points in a championship game, a lot of blocks, steals. I was just doing all the little things that I was talking about my freshman year, kind of like my freshman year all over again, but I got a little bit more freedom on the offensive end.
Yeah. And to be able to represent the United States as a world champion, like he's a world champion. So, and to think about it, and that's why I love this perspective of this. He's fighting for a EYBL championship with his guys that he's been grinding with for years. And then he has an opportunity for an individual moment, right? Not everybody, you don't take a team to USA basketball. He earned that space and he went in it. And he was able to do both of them. But he also first acknowledged that there was a cost to that. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was just the chemistry with his team. And that just goes to show you when we talk about the type of teammate you want and the type of teammate you can be, Jordan recognizes and understands about the relationships with his team and why that helps you win. So when we talk about going to pick somebody up when they fall down, when we talk about talking to people and using your voice, like being a real part of a teammate, that's a great story at the highest level. And it's almost like there's no way he wasn't going to go to USA basketball. So maybe if there was a way to try to make looking back, the chemistry better. But the point is, there are times in your basketball career where you are going to have to make some team decisions, some individual decisions, but be aware of the fact that they represent that they affect each other, because you can't do one without the other. That's amazing. That's great stuff. Bringing it, and again, I think the Peace Jam experience, being able to represent all that stuff, that's the end of the road. Talk about the last time you took off the jersey. I always talk about that piece. I told your dad when y'all were going to Peace Jam, it's your last AAU tournament, bro. Like it's the last one you got to go to. But for you, and I know again it was a little disappointing for the loss, but thinking about your whole takeover career, what was it like, taking that jersey off for the last time, realizing you weren't going to wear that again?
It kind of hurt because we didn't get the outcome, but as I'm taking it off, I'm like reminiscing about all the memories I had. The takeover, like started from where y'all at, and then build my way up to get to all the way to the 17U level. So all the memories I had, they didn't go out the window. They just stuck with me. I got a little emotional because it was my last time ever playing with Takeover. But I'll never forget all the memories I had with them, all the fun times, all the bad moments. So it just built me as a player. So overall, it hurt, but I'll never forget that moment ever in
Yeah.
my life. So.
Yeah, you carry that stuff with you. And we are, take over family. I think I love being able to turn the TV on and see kids that I've seen in the gym for years playing all over. Like we are a deep brotherhood around, this basketball stuff. And I think because we carry it just like that, it's very emotional. It's a very real thing for us. I just want y'all to know, like there are a lot of programs in the area. I don't knock anybody's program. I don't know any other program that has kids that start in second grade, like Jordan, like my son Caleb, like Jeremiah Quigley, like guys who started and finished all the way in the same program without leaving. That says a lot to me because it doesn't happen for everybody. But if you're the right type of kid and you got the right type of family and you got the right type of work ethic, and then your genetics kick in, there's an opportunity for you to do this the whole way through. And it just feels good to be a part of something that's just bigger. Um, Shifting a little bit now, Jordan, you come in, you got a, I don't, you got a decision coming up. And just to give y'all an idea, Jordan Smith Jr. can go to any college in America. Like literally. He could choose any school in America that he wanted to go to, and they would give him a full scholarship to go play 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever he plays there. And that's the work he's put in. That's a tough decision. So I just want to ask you, Jordan. I know it's been a lot. You've been on some great, I'm sure you've been shown the red carpet. What has been, I guess, tell us a little bit about what the process is like, the recruiting process, and just kind of overall, what has it been like for you? I'm thinking about like that first day when you got your first call coming out for sophomore year to where you are now. What would you say has been the recruiting journey for you? What are some things you've learned? Talk a little bit about that.
It's been a really fun journey, I would say, going on all the visits, getting connections with different coaches, just learning new things about different programs. But it is kind of, but you also just have to know how to manage your time with texting coaches, family time, and just basketball. So with me, like, I would tell coaches that from these hours, I'm either asleep doing basketball or I'm with my family, and then they would respect that because if they really want you that bad, they'll respect your boundaries. But all the visits are really fun. Going to the football games are really fun. I'm actually going to Arkansas tomorrow morning to go meet with Calipari, so I hope that'll be good for me. But making a decision is kind of difficult because you don't know who's telling the truth or who's just playing, like who's just trying to get you to come up to their school to say they got you. So you
Yeah.
really have to pay attention. You really have to ask questions, like talk to players. Like if when you guys get to that level, because I know all of you guys will, because you guys are with the program. When you guys get there, always just ask questions. Like talk to people. Like don't be afraid to ask. Like what is my role going to be on the team when I get there? Am I going to contribute when I get there? Like just don't be afraid because you don't want to make the mistake to go to a school and have to transfer out every year. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. What do you think? What are some of the things that are important to you? You talked about people wanting to tell you the truth. If you had to list kind of your 5 things as you're checking the boxes on what school is going to be like, what are some things that are important to you?
I would say the relationship that the players have with their coaches when I go up there to visit, the environment, uh, play style, of course. Like they have to be able to fit my play style if I want to go play there, and if they're going to be able to develop me to help me get to reach my dreams.
Yeah.
Coaches just want me for my defense because they know I'm a really high level defender. Then I can't really go there because I'm trying to develop to get to the NBA because that's my goal. Like that, I want them to help me reach my goals.
Yeah.
I want to help them win, of course, but I just want them to help me reach my goals at the end of the day.
That's an important distinction because even if you're getting recruited for college or I got already teams that reach out to my fourth graders, to my fifth graders. And what your distinction you just said is that a decision that's going to help me grow or just help them win? Because it's easy for someone to see someone's talent and know if I just had this kid doing this, we could win, right? But how much time am I going to spend on things he can't do, right? To make him win. I think that's a really big point. And I'm glad, obviously you're getting a lot of great advice. Your parents have been doing this and between Keith and the whole program, you got great advice. I want to say you also have some management team, correct? Is that Clutch Sports? Is that who you guys are rocking with?
Correct.
Talk about that because obviously that's a new thing in the industry for high school kids to be able to have basically management and agency. Talk about how that happened to you. I mean, obviously Clutch Sports, one of the biggest management groups in the country in the world doing this type of work. How did that happen and what was that like?
Signing with Clutch. So we all know Keith Stevens, the creator of Takeover. He's with Clutch, so I just signed with him or signed with Clutch because of him. I always trusted Keith because Keith has never done me any wrong. But it's really a different experience. Like I go to the NIL camp. I went to the pre-draft workouts. Like I saw all these different NBA players, saw all the top prospects in high school. And I just see all the work ethic, and I just have to see where I get to. Like I worked out with Tyrese Maxey, worked out with Darius Garland, worked out with Colin Sexton. Like I've just seen all those guys. Like I just know what I have to do to get to the next level.
Yeah, Colin Sexton. Colin Sexton's an absolute dog. Like
Yeah.
it's another person that will remind me. I remember when him and Aaron Thompson were going at it in fifth grade, sixth grade, and I was like, "This dude right here is different." Absolutely, and that's a good point too because I think a lot of times, like people think, well, you sign with an agent, you're trying to make money, whatever. The first thing you're talking about is being able to have access to competition. Like, and while the money will come and the agent and the deals and everything, as a true competitor, that's a great point to make is that you now have access to these pros that also are your agency brothers, if you will, and being able to do they talk to you at all about like the other stuff off the court? Have you had conversations about what's ahead of you from some of those guys at all, or is it just strictly kind of basketball relationships right now?
Yeah, I've had different talks. So this isn't out, but I've been talking about signing a deal with New Balance upcoming. So I've been working with that with my team, and like they just talk about managing my money, like make sure I have a budget, like all that different kind of stuff. But the main thing we've been talking about is my New Balance deal.
Okay, I see you with the NB on the shirt. I see what you're doing there. Yeah, you're learning at the camp. You're doing a good job at the camp. That's what's up. Nah, that's awesome. I think, get what I tell all the kids, I tell Caleb, at this point, carry yourself the right way, be a marketable brand. People believe in you, and all that stuff will come to you. All that stuff is an opportunity. That's awesome. If your dad is around, I did want to get a chance to just if he's there, I just want to give him a shout because I know this isn't you don't get here by yourself. So
He's right.
he's right there.
He's right here.
You want to jump in for a second? I just want to give him some love.
He coming. He
All
coming.
right, okay, all right. Um, there he is. That's Jordan Smith Sr., everybody. Hey, everybody say what's up. All right. Just want, man, first of all, thank you for making your family available for this call, giving back. It's always been a big part of what we've done. If you could talk about just real quick about, I mean, not take your time actually, but talk about for parents that are listening and for the kids who are listening, kind of for their parents, the journey of being, a father of someone like Jordan. And let me back up. I will say this. I've known both Jordans since Jordan was 8 years old and 9 years old. And I know every conversation I've had with you as his dad, you've been one of the most grounded, well-rounded. Like you don't ride the roller coaster. You kind of like me that he ain't done shit yet. Like I get it, right? Talk about what the ride has been like for you as a parent in terms of listening to people and learning this game and all that kind of stuff. Just give us a little bit about what you think is important to get for these parents and families as they support their athletes.
I'm gonna say first off, parents, listen to your kids, man, because at the end of the day, you're doing this for your kids. Don't listen to people. People like it's bad business. Everything's bad business, good business. But for me and Jordan, I always put him first and put him in the best situation that he could succeed. Like Kyle can tell you, that third grade year, we wasn't winning a lot. We wasn't winning. But I was like, you know what? He has to go through this. He has to go through this. People care about championships, winning. I'm sorry, parents, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at third grade. Nobody talks about doing third grade championship. Nobody. All they talk about is the development and the things he's done. And I mean, getting your kid confident. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, take consideration your kids, work on the game, get them better every day. Get better every day. That's the goal. You can, like you said, you can be on the takeover team and win. I know y'all play like 70 games, but that doesn't matter if your kid's not getting better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Put your kid in position to win. That's the goal. Put your kid in position to win. That's it. I mean, that's always been Jordan. Like, look at Jordan. Because they want to join the league takeover. Oh, the takeover's not this. Even this year, 17s. oh, they don't have a big. I'm like, nah, man, we good, man. We gonna grind that. We gonna figure it out. We gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
We figured it out. I know we struggled the last week in Peach Jam, but we went 17 and what 3? We lost 3 games this year. We figured it out. That's all about life. You got to figure stuff out. Everything can't be handed to you. Everything's not gonna be good. Everything's not gonna be great. But you got to find the balance.
absolutely, absolutely. We talked about, Jordan came to the gym just different mentality, and some kids are kind of born like that, built like that. I can't remember. Somebody once told me you had him in boxing at one point or something like that when he was little. Maybe not, but maybe we was talking about maybe we would have done that. I think we was talking about we should have done that with our kids. But talk about maybe when you first realized his mentality was a little different, and then what you did to help massage that. Because some parents, they like, my kid's not tough, or my kid's not this, or they want their kid to be something that they're trying to put on them. It was always kind of natural with y'all, but talk about what you've done to nurture that in Jordan.
Honestly, I remember Jordan was playing probably like 5 or 6 years old. This was Steph Curry was good. He wanted to shoot all the three. I said, no, no, no,
Oh,
no, 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 no. He was like, why? I said, those are the two toughest MFers on the court. You need to be the toughest guy on the court. You don't need to be the coolest dude on the court. You need to be the toughest dude on the court. He was like, why? People always respect the toughest kid in the neighborhood, in the streets. You know what I mean? I grew up in that. I grew up in the 90s, 2000, grew up in the street era. Everybody respect the toughest kid. You might not be the best. You might not be the greatest. Or if I'm with him on my team, he's the toughest kid. I need him to win games. That's why I'm mentality. You gotta be the toughest. Make him remember your name after the game.
mm.
He might have lost. Oh, that kid, he a tough kid. You know what I'm saying? That's the
No, that right there hits. And I think and everyone can decide to do that. No matter
yeah.
where you are. And toughest mean it don't always mean I'm gonna bully somebody. It means
No,
that I'm gonna win the sprint. That I'm gonna make sure that's my rebound, not yours. Like those are the toughness measures, not talking trash or doing all that other stuff. Because Jordan didn't say nothing when he out toughed everybody.
no.
Absolutely.
Oh, Jordan is. And people watch him on the court, they think he's an asshole. But he's a Kyle, he's a quiet kid in the hotel. He's chilling, this and that. But on the court, nah, you're not gonna beat me. If you beat me, you're gonna, oh, that was a tough game because Jordan, you know what I'm saying, he's one of the toughest kids out there.
Yeah.
I take pride on toughness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, and it shows.
Not 6'8". You know what I mean? So you gotta be the toughest kid out there.
Absolutely. It shows.
And you can't listening. It ain't all about the skill. Like even for my son, he's never been the most skilled kid in his class. Never. He's always been the toughest kid in the class.
Absolutely. And everyone's known that. For sure. Everyone's known that. Let me do this. I want to open up to some questions. And I don't know if Jordan, y'all can slide in together if you got questions. But I know we got one, and this is actually kind of for both of y'all, but it talks about Jordan and strength training. And I will tell you, when he walked in there as a 9-year-old, I don't know what he was doing before he got there, but the strength was there. But the question in the chat is, what age did Jordan start strength training? So what's the formula behind that youngster?
Parents, y'all probably don't want to believe me. He doesn't lift weights at all.
Wow.
Like his body, it's just genetic. He can tell you, he does. He just started lifting weights like this year at PVI because and that's in high school. That's not. We don't go to no strength and conditioning coach. None of that.
Wow.
That's genetics. You know what I mean? Being honest,
Good.
he probably can barely do 25 push-ups. I tell him to do 25. He probably can't do it right now. I'm dead serious.
Oh, yeah. Jordan, you want to add anything to that?
I mean, people always think I'm on steroids. Like, to this day, still think I'm on steroids. So,
Wow.
never lift. I don't lift. Could probably barely do 15 push-ups. But I don't know what it is. It's probably just genetics.
It's the mentality, man. Like,
Yo, here's the scary part for y'all. This is the part y'all need y'all as young people and the parents listening to understand. After a year of college, watch what happens to his body to then match what was going on in his brain and mentality. I can tell you that my son was the same way. My son didn't lift. My son didn't do a whole bunch of stuff, but because he was 6'7", 6'8", and he could do this stuff. But what he's undergone in his first year of college with his body and his strength, totally revolutionized. It's adding to his game. So I can only imagine that y'all don't even understand what you're looking at right now. Because when he gets finished with whatever college program he goes to, for as long as he's there, you're gonna see a real grown ass man. Because you ain't got no choice but to lift. You're gonna be lifting in college, bro. So they're gonna be putting, but it's gonna be incredible. That's amazing. All right. We got any other? Put your questions in the chat. You can come on, or you can come off mute. But I got one right here. What number did you wear and why? So talk about that jersey, Jordan, that you wore, that you like to wear.
I wore number 23 because of my dad. I don't really know why I wore it. I used to wear number 1 in like the first grade, but then I just switched to number 23, and then I've just stuck with it ever since. So
Was there any Jordan reference or nothing? You just want that was just who? I mean, I got the Jordan and the Jordan thing. None of that.
this is my
Got you. There, it makes sense. All right, there it is. Got you. Got you. Okay. Any other, let me see, question for dad and son. Knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently or earlier in his journey?
I'm gonna be honest with you. What I know now, I would have started with my son. I would have started more skill training because he had the heart. I'm an old school guy. You know what I mean? I didn't believe in all that stuff. I believed in, man, go play. Cause I work in the parks and recreation, DC Park. Right? Go play with the older kids, get beat up, get knocked around. You know what I mean? But now I wish, because the way the NBA is now and the way college is now, it's really skillful. So I wish I would have started earlier. You know what I mean? But like you said, everything it works out. But I wish I would have started early on really skill training.
Yeah.
Because he didn't really start skill training until his ninth grade.
Yeah.
He was just hooping. Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's a balance, right? Because some people do all this skill training and they don't know how to play the game. So, like, yes, Jordan had a balance in the beginning without having the skill training and the mentality. But yeah, if you
Yeah.
look, that's a great answer. Jordan, is there anything in terms of your journey looking back that you might have wanted to do differently or how it's played out? Well, let me ask even a better question. Is there a decision that maybe your dad made or just somebody made that you wish you could have done a different decision? Like, or you always kind of in on every decision? I know your dad talks about that too.
I was probably in on every decision he made because I just trusted him that he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay. The question coming up, and I'm gonna kind of lead this one about what's college you want to go to, unless you want to shock the world and make an announcement right now, which I know you don't want to, but talk about when, and you talked about what was important to you. If you want to, if you can just, and I will, perfectly transparent, I want to come watch you play all the time. So, where I want you to be on the hilltop with us. But obviously wherever you choose to go, I know it's going to be, you're going to be perfectly with it. When you think about these colleges that are recruiting you, what if you want to just give? Let's give. You got a top six. Just give the best thing about you. I guess what pops out for you and why you would want to go to this school and maybe across the board. What would be the one thing that? What would be that one thing that each of those schools possess that would make you want to go to each one of them?
player development, like I said earlier, like I just want to be able to fulfill my dreams and I just want the to just help me fulfill my dream.
Yeah.
So by
Yep.
any means, player development and just like the connections I have with the teammates. Like if my teammates are good people, then I'll enjoy my time with them. Like even if I'm there for like 9 months, if I'm there for 4 years, what I'm not trying to be, but if I'm there for 9 months, 4 years, I just want to be able to have the bond with my teammates and all my coaches.
Absolutely. Sounds like a Hoya to me, y'all. Like player development, we just put two jokers in the draft. You got four takeover teammates. Like I see it. I got you there. I'm good. All right. No, that's good. That's good. All
Can, can,
right.
can we get one more question,
Yep, absolutely. Go
please?
ahead, Jason. Go ahead.
What drills did you practice to be the best offender?
Mm.
Ew. I didn't really do no drills. It was all just a mindset thing. Like you gotta have the pride to not let people score on you more than twice. Like that's what
Mm.
I have in the game. Like if somebody scores on me more than twice, I'm going to make sure they don't score on me the third time. But people really don't normally score on me 3 to 4 times in the game. Like it'll have to be like off a switch, like on my big man. But for me, it's just a mindset. Like I'm not letting you score on me. I remember I played Trey Johnson my freshman year at
He's a wizard.
he's on the Wizards. Trey Johnson's on the Wizards. I played against him my freshman year at City of Palms, and I just took the pride to make sure that he didn't score on me as much as he was scoring on everybody else. And we won the game by like 6, maybe 8, but
And he followed. That's very good.
and I was the first like professional that really followed me on Instagram. That was the first professional I earned his respect from. So
Wow.
it's just a mindset and just take pride in it. That's all I would say.
Yep. Who is the toughest?
Thank you.
Okay, yep, good stuff. Also in the chat, who's the toughest person that you played against and why? Like, or and also played with. So the question is the toughest person you played with and also against.
Toughest person I played with is like I play with a lot of good players. I'll probably say Cameron Boozer.
Mm,
Him on my 17 team, he dominated, like actually dominated the 17s. And the toughest player I've had to play against is two players, Trey McKinney and Darren Peterson.
yeah.
Trey McKinney is the first player that ever hit me with a left-handed hook shot. Like I've never seen that before in my life. And Darren Peterson is just a pro. Like everything was bad work, got me in the post. Like everything you see now, that's what he was doing his 15 year, eighth grade. So those two for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions I got in the chat or when someone wants to come off mute, you got a question, please feel free to ask it. We're gonna be wrapping up in a few minutes. Go ahead,
I have a question.
Yep, we got one. I got one from Rodney, and then yep, and then one from Dan. Daniel, you'll be after Rodney. Go ahead, Rodney. Come off mute if you.
What made you want to play basketball?
Uh, Watching my dad play, seeing how fun it was, and just seeing how many friends my dad had just playing basketball. Because, like I said earlier, I have a lot of lifelong friends with this game. Like, I'm gonna be friends with some NBA players soon. Like, this is crazy, and like all the connections that I've had, but definitely the connections, just how fun it was when I was watching. So,
Absolutely, have fun. And go ahead, Daniel. Your question.
Thank you.
Yep.
Jordan, I'm Daniel. I'm in fourth grade. How many shots were you putting up in my age?
Fourth grade. How many shots you putting up, Smitty?
I was just playing basketball in the fourth grade, but if I had to give you a number, probably try to put up 500 shots a day. Like even if it's just on a shooting machine, that's 100 spots. That's 100 shots each spot. And if you want to go overboard, go 1,000, go 200 each spot. But try to get.
All right. Now think about that. Now, and Jordan's dad even talked about not really focusing on the skill work. And here's the thing: for some of y'all at fourth grade, 1,000 shots are not threes.
Yeah, it could be 100 mid range, 100 threes.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna even tell y'all at fourth grade, if you want to get at fourth grade, I don't want y'all to shoot no threes when y'all putting up your shots from there. If y'all doing hundreds of them, because I want you to get your form together right from close. If you want to stand in front of the rim and make 100 of those without hitting the rim, that's what Steph Curry starts right in front of the rim, right? So always think about your game. Your shot is going to change from fourth grade to ninth grade to 10th grade. So getting like perfecting your muscle memory of your fourth grade three, that's not going to be your same three in even ninth grade. So get in front of that rim and put up those shots for sure. All right. Let me see. We got any other questions? Let me see. Do you play other sports? Or when did you start specializing just in basketball?
I used to play football and I used to run track in elementary school. I think I started taking basketball more serious than drop football in the sixth grade when I got robbed for MVP. I had 4 touchdowns in a championship game, and they gave it to my friend who had 120 yards. So I was just like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to just start playing basketball even better. So
I do remember when your dad used to give me your stats from football games. I'd be like, oh my God, but I can just imagine he tougher than everybody with no pads on. You put some pads on him, y'all might have got the way. It was real simple. So that's good stuff. All right. Do you think you can beat your dad now? Coach BJ asked that.
he won't even play me.
Hell no.
He won't even play me.
Hell no.
Yo, me and Big Jordan against you and Caleb, we was whack, y'all. Yo.
He won't play.
That's what's up. Where can we follow your journey? Is there, what's your Instagram? Shout it out. What you got your YouTube or anything? Tell them, Jordan, what's up with your social media?
I can put my Instagram in the chat.
There you go.
_23. I post on there. You can see all my highlights, all my offers, my top 6. Whatever you really want to see is all on there. You can follow my Twitter too. I'll put my Twitter in there. And then, yeah, that's really it.
Yeah. All right. And just follow along. I mean, obviously, you guys can follow in live time as you go to games. As the season comes up. Obviously, follow as the year develops. Any idea on when the decision might be made, or are you just kind of still just letting the journey go? What do you want it to kind of be done? I know it's fun, but it's also some stuff. What's the next kind of date for you if one?
After March Madness. I can see how everybody
I
plays.
love that you said it out loud. All right.
Just letting y'all know.
Yo, I love that you said it out loud, my brother. So now I can say it out loud because I think it's a great, listen, the game has changed, y'all. The game is different. And if for those that just heard what he said, you're not going to know where Smitty's going to college until after this college basketball season is over. The landscape is so fluid and so moving, and not everyone can do that. See, most people have to take their first, second offer because he can go wherever he wants to. He's going to wait until the last moment to make sure that this is exactly what he wants to do. Use your leverage, use your power. I'm behind that 100%. And I'm glad that you're there and telling people that because people need to understand. I saw some things happen in the last recruiting season, even to one of my good friends, Caden Lewis, where he picked the school and the portal opened up and it wasn't the same opportunity. And you can't be mad at the kid for having to go somewhere else. I'm exactly really excited where he landed. But I love that answer from you. I won't pressure you no more. Like I said, I hope to see you at a bunch of games at Capital One and we'll sit there and talk. But definitely thank you for taking this time, man. I know you got to get home and shower and eat and get ready for school tomorrow. I really appreciate y'all. Again, I switched the date, so even getting him today was a big deal, a big get for us. But I love that it was just family. It wasn't that hard. But again, man, thank you for your time, for your dad, and for everything on the journey. We support you 100%. You are leading by example for these kids and for this program. You are a hallmark in what we're doing, and I'm proud to be a part of whatever small part I played in your journey and knowing you along the way. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. We're good to go.
Of course. I would just a little advice. Just enjoy the moments that you have with all your like how while you're young because it goes by very quick. I remember people telling me that I didn't believe them, and then it flew by, and now I'm about to be in college soon. So just enjoy these moments.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time. Thanks everybody for showing up. I did record it, so I'll add it to the playbook to the Padlet board. You'll have that shortly. We're good to go if you want to see it again. See y'all on Sunday at Howard University, HBCU time. We're gonna have a great time at Howard on Sunday. I'll be back in the building, so thank y'all. Be ready to work when we get on Sunday. Thank you, Jordan. Thanks to the
Yeah.
pops. Appreciate you,
Hey,
man. I'll see you
hey,
soon.
Coach Love, how can we get one of those shirts?
Which one? One of my shirts?
Yo, yeah,
I
I like
got you. What
that.
size you need?
Extra large.
Extra large, I got you. No doubt. I
I
thought you was talking
appreciate
about one, and we're gonna get some of them New Balance ones from Jordan as soon as he inks up too. So we
it.
good
Yeah,
to go.
one of those too.
I got
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Y'all
Thanks,
take care.
everybody. Appreciate y'all for sure.
Thank you.
Yep.